Unless you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no life within you.
My name is Father Jacob Shea. Everybody in their life is looking for infinity. They want infinite love, they want infinite goodness, and they want all of that to be with them. And God has programmed us, He has created us to desire this infinity, which is really Him, except we just look for it in the wrong places.
When I was younger, I grew up with doubts about His true presence. I didn't quite understand it, and it really wasn't until my first experience in adoration and Christ really touched my heart. It was incredible having it all revealed to me. It was almost like in the book of Samuel where suddenly God revealed Himself. Suddenly He revealed Himself to me, and I knew this is truly Him. It clicked, it made sense, and it changed my life.
There's nothing that would delight us more than to have people come back to the Eucharist, to come back to the churches, to have mass attendance just skyrocket. Now's the time for that.
I think it's a brilliant means of catechesis and utilizing movie to bring this message across and to bring Christ to our young people, to our families who don't know or maybe are just going through the motions. I think that in this time of Eucharistic revival, now more than ever, our faithful need to be revitalized.
This film can help people to come to encounter Christ in a real, true, substantial way.
This is the opportunity to come face to face with Christ Himself.
My prayer for this film is that it will touch the hearts of every person in the theaters that see it, and that it will reverberate throughout the country and throughout the world.
To actually see the power of the Eucharist manifested in this documentary film will allow you to be transformed and allow other people to see it, and their whole life will change.
I can't wait for people to see this film and be transformed in the same way that all of us who've worked on it have been.
I think this film, especially for the young church, especially for the youth, this generation who need it so much, who need it so badly, having a film that will be able to guide them in their faith and be that source of inspiration for them to draw near to Christ. I think that's going to be really important. I think it's going to be really impactful. I'm excited for my teenagers to see it.
This movie is a perfect opportunity to use all the senses and to show us and teach us clearly and distinctly that Jesus wants to be inside of us, and He wants to be as close as possible to our heart.
My prayer for this film, Jesus Thirst, the miracle of the Eucharist, is to inspire the audience members to see that if they receive the Holy Eucharist, it will begin to transform their lives. Religion will become more and more the centerpiece of their lives. Faith in Jesus will begin to transform their attitudes, transform the quality of all the actions of their lives. In fact, that it will not only lead to eternal salvation, but help them to lead others, their families, to eternal salvation as well.
Why we need a movie on the Eucharist? Get Him in the theaters, get Him in the marketplaces, get Jesus to be seen and understood and heard in the marketplaces of our culture, of popular media culture. And that's in the theaters, that's on streaming platforms, that's everywhere in the media. And we need Jesus to be visible, His presence in the Eucharist to be visible on the big screens, on people's home screens, on people's computers, everywhere, because that's what will change the culture from within the culture, not outside of it, but from within. And that's Christ's presence within the popular media culture. And so having a movie where people can go to a theater to be entertained, maybe hoping to be entertained, maybe not sure what they're going there for, but in the end they leave the theater changed because they have encountered Christ. That's the key. That's the key to all our evangelization in the church.
Out of the darkness of my life, I put before you the one great thing to love on earth. There you will find romance, glory, honor, fidelity, and the true way of all your loves. And more than that, the foretaste of what every person's heart desires.